Hey, Jalen. Grant and Jason both talked about how they just sort of noticed a certain focus in you today, yesterday, coming off of Sunday. Can you just describe what was going through your head?
It's the playoffs. I mean, that's it. Survival of the fittest. Every game count.
How's the hamstring?
It's good. I'll be ready for game 3.
Ball movement was a big emphasis, as were mid-range shots. You opened up the game with a couple of mid-range shots, and the ball was popping right away. Can you just talk about how that matched up with the game plan?
Just being aggressive, playing, our game and stuff like that. I think we can't let one game, kind of dictate how this series is gonna go. We wanted to come out and be aggressive from the gate, and take what the defense gives us and make them respond from there. We got some threes to go in, some mid-range to go in, and kind of open up the game a little bit. But we definitely want to continue to be aggressive and play to our strengths, and that's what we did tonight.
Jalen, Grant was saying that you got to the arena pretty early today. I was just wondering what the thinking was behind that and how much you think it helped you tonight.
Just mental, physical preparation, get my body going, mentally, get my mind going, focus, visualizing the game, seeing what's coming, and coming out and performing. That's it. So just getting ready each and every game, that's what it takes.
When you don't play the way you like in a playoff game, do you keep that with you over the next couple of days? Do you try to move on from it? Like, how do you approach that, and how did you try to kind of bounce back?
You just move forward. Like you said, you learn from it. You move forward. Milwaukee kind of punched us in the mouth. Game 1 just wasn't as prepared as we should have been as a unit, and today was a different story.
You guys talked a lot about kind of what you were saying, the toughness and physicality that wasn't there in game 1. You wanted to see it. How'd you bring that, and also doing it without one of your tough physical players that kind of sets the tone typically for you guys in that way?
Just how you respond is everything in this league. We didn't play as well as we wanted to first game, and we couldn't come back and drop another game at home. So we knew we had to come out and play like our season was on the line, and we did. We came out and fought from the jump. We played with aggression, we played with physicality, and that was just necessary to beat a team like Milwaukee.
Jalen, personally, what you've been through over the last month, the discipline, the sacrifice, how is that? Did that reflect in this game now that it's over? And how do you feel physically after that sacrifice?
I guess you could say that. Definitely. Everything that, not just this last month, but just this whole entire year and season, just had injuries early on in the year. Things didn't always start off the way we planned as a team, and then we kind of got things going, and you continue to persevere. We had a great series against Brooklyn, and then we come in the first game, get punched in the mouth, and it all woke us up. So just all the adversity, everything, all the negativity, everything that we had to overcome, you look at it and you channel it into these moments, and you don't let your team lose, and you're going to need every bit of that each and every game if you want to continue to win. So you just got to keep channeling that adversity, channeling that things that you had to overcome for the entire year into every game, because it's just one.
Your big scoring barrage earlier in the game, a lot of those were just the cross-back mid-range pull-ups. Was that an important part of the early game plan to attack their drop coverage to get to those middies?
No, I was just hooping, to be honest. I don't think that was a part of the game plan. I just was being aggressive, and that was it.
Jalen, you had that possession, I think it was 6-7 passes, finished with Al at the rim there. You have a lot of possessions like that this year that are just so strung out, every guy touching the ball. Can you take me through, I think you were kind of at the point of attack on that possession and what happened there?
I think it just started with them, kind of pressuring us. And last game it bothered us a lot more. At times it kind of bothered us in this game too, but I think we handled the pressure a lot better than we did the first game. So when that pressure comes, just being poised, being strong, and once you get to the paint, you just get it moving, keep them running around, and we found, a wide open basket. Sometimes passing up the open shot to get a great shot is what we kind of like to do. So we've been honing in on that, emphasizing that, and that was one of the possessions that I think that it shined through.
It looked like up fakes, pass fakes, all those things were really able to, get them biting. Is that something you saw in film? I think Grant mentioned you threw like 2 or 3 pass fakes at him on that possession.
Yeah, we got a bunch of good shooters, so they're going to be closing out extremely hard like they should when we're open. Either we shoot it with confidence or we drive it again and find another open guy. And we did that a lot, especially in the first half. A little bit less in the second half, but we found some great possessions of Celtic basketball were tonight.
Jalen, I'm just curious, how much time and effort is going into keeping your body right and being able to perform at its peak?
Everything. My whole life is on pause. The only thing that matters is the playoffs. Game in, day out. Everybody, we got to just do what we got to do to make sure we're ready to perform. And, at this time of year, everybody has nagging injuries or things that they're dealing with, so you can't let that be an excuse. You got to find a way mentally and physically to overcome whatever it is and just get it done.
For Marcus to not be able to go out there, he's got to be in some pain. What is it like having him as another coach on the bench, and how into it was he?
Yeah, we all was beat up after last game, spiritually and physically. So I know Marcus wanted to get back out here. So for him not to be out here, you knew that he was severely hurt or some things that was going on with his body. So we look forward to welcoming him back for the next game, because we're gonna need that Marcus that we all know and love and got accustomed to in Boston, because this series is gonna get real grimy and dirty and nasty, and we need Marcus to do what he does best.
Jalen, in terms of just hooping, I guess how much did you want to get off to that fast start, especially in that first quarter?
Just being aggressive, playing basketball, not overcomplicating it, just taking what the defense, give me, just being aggressive every time I touch it, and that's it. My teammates set some great screens and found me in some great spots to where I could be successful, and some shots went down tonight. But a lot of more shots are going to have to go down over the course of this series to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. We just got to stick with the game plan and do what we do best.
Jalen, just you said that you like the inner strength of this team, this particular group. How nice was it to see that play out here tonight, and how important is that going forward, like you talked about, against a good Bucks team?
Yeah, that was big for us. That was our first true test in the playoffs. How you respond. I know a lot of us were, a little bit worried, not worried, but curious to see how we would come back, being in this position, because we haven't lost. That was our first loss in the playoffs so far. So getting accustomed to losing is something that we don't want to do, but in a good way. How you respond is everything, and what you're made of comes to light in those moments. So you got to see what the Celtics was about tonight, and I'm proud of our group, but we got to get ready for the next one, because it's going to be a dogfight. I expect nothing less, and it should be fun.
Presented by your New England Ford dealers. Built for America. Built Ford proud.